We're here, it's okay, Underground Video Network. This is Peanut, Jake's over here, and we're here with artist Kel, and he's going to tell us what he's doing. And hello, how you doing?
Hello there.
All right, and introduce your stuff to the world.
Okay. Hello. Hey, is this on? All right. Well, I'm Kel Crum, and I've been doing small press independent comics for, I think, just about 20 years now. Closing in on 20 years. And that is actually the work of Steven Knoppenberger. That's an anthology that he turns out. I contribute to it. This is actually what I do. I'm very minimalist. I kind of say the words and then let the pictures just mildly suggest it. But this is Cornelia Dotson, and she is a character she's a 20-something apartment dweller. And a lot of the humor is kind of more along the lines of The Simpsons, South Park, or if you want to go back a while, to the old Jules Feiffer strips. Those are kind of my inspirations. But I do a lot of humorous stories, and then some of them are one-pagers. But this character has been around for, I'd say, close to 18 or 19 years. And my website is dangerousbird.com. That's named after, yeah.
It's going to be right there.
Yeah. Look, it's there right now. Okay. Yes.
Shine it up.
Yes. Otherwise, you imagine it. Yeah. But dangerousbird.com, which is named after the very first comic book I ever did, which was a strange story about two birds who choke on seed and then sue the company that distributes it, and win. And then they find out they have no regular income, so they have to find somebody else to sue, and so they make a living off of doing that. So that's kind of how it all started. And then Cornelia Dotson came later in a comic book called Captain Armin's Ship of Sin. And I've just been doing these. I've contributed to like Almost Normal Comics, and Bob Corby out of Columbus has one called O Comics. And we open the floor for questions.
All right.
You still enjoy it after all these years?
Yeah.
Does it become
No, I hate it. I have a backache, and I'm here, and I just want to strangle people with this itchy hand here. No, I enjoy it.
It's pictures of random people he wants to strangle right now.
Yeah. They're underneath the table. We have a few buried outside. No, I have a lot of fun, and I go to all the conventions. Bob Corby has the space convention, so I've been to that. And he's done slideshows of my work. And so it's, I guess, I always feel a little funny in these because everybody's here for Batman. They're here for Spider-Man. I've never done a superhero in my life, so I'm kind of the odd man out, which I kind of prefer it that way.
All right. Would you ever though still even like they want to do something with if Marvel or DC would ever would you ever get your hands on a superhero and
well, if they asked me to do a superhero,
who would you want to do something?
I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure.
Who would you want to write something about if they gave you freedom, full reign?
Just any kind of character, kind of...
if it was the mainstream or...
Oh, I don't know. If I could write an Uncle Scrooge comic or something like that. Or Disney, hey, I'll do a Mickey, why not? Pluto, whatever, what do you got?
They got that lock sealed and like you ain't touching this.
Okay, go elsewhere, Tom and Jerry, whatever. I could do all kinds of stuff. And
the ultimate Tom and Jerry, I guess.
The ultimate Tom and Jerry, I think I could do that, yeah. In comic books, they actually speak, so so you get a little more free range there. But, I do a lot of verbal humor, but, I like the visual thing. I kind of like to distort. This is kind of an anthology of some of my best work that I've done over the years, and there's a story there about the protest gypsies. There are a bunch of protesters. They all have ADD, so they have to change their cause every week. And it's Cornelia. Actually, they have ADHD. Cornelia has ADD because she doesn't have the patience to include the H. So she kind of goes along with the protest gypsies because she wants to find a cause to believe in, and ultimately they end up going corporate, and so all kinds of things. And she has a friend named Reba Moonves who takes over the Small Mart Corporation, and
Sounds like stuff going on in the comic right now.
Yeah.
But
So, and then there's a story where her father gets fed up with the feminization of America, so he decides to get revenge by entering a beauty pageant, and says, well, okay, if they can take over our stuff, we'll take over theirs.
They want movie rights. This is good. This is good. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then there's another one where she gets into the mini comic business, or well, there's what business there is of it, but she meets a guy who does small press comics, and he does satire, and so they write one bashing the Bush administration. Obviously, this goes back a bit, but and then they say, well, you know, what matter is this going to make? So it says, well, why don't we? She says, well, why don't we send this one to the White House? And she says, no, don't do that. And that could be. She says, well, let's do it anyway. So she puts it in an envelope and she mails the mini comic to the White House. George Bush looks at it and he's looking through his stuff like memo. Kim Jong-il's going to attack, and picks up the mini comics. Hey, a little comic book. He reads it. I'm a bad president. So he gives up. He decides that people who write satire would do a better job of it, of running the country. So he turns it over to the satirist. So Cornelia and the small press artists take over, and so those are the kind of stories I do. It's all kind of weird stuff. You know, I'll tell you, if I could write for anything, I'd write for South Park, or American Dad, or The Simpsons, one of those. So that's what I do.
Here's the website.
Bye, folks.
All right, back here at Underground, and we're here with George, and he's going to tell us about your process of how you do what you do.
Well, I'm a pinup artist, and instead of doing like all other pinup artists and drawing the same material, the same girls, I selected to draw different girls than everybody else. I designed it and called it black pinup art. I just do black models, ethnic models, Asians, different models of such things, and I use a lot of models to do my art with, and basically that's what I do. There's not much to it.
All right. How fast would you say you are at this point? It seems like you got it down packed right now.
Yeah. To get my designs down, it depends on if I find a nice picture of a girl that I like.
Okay. Being honest.
You know what I'm saying? Then that's what I do. Like that's the saying. Like some of these are models I like, so that therefore I painted them. And that's basically how I do my stuff. I find somebody I like, take a picture of them, use it, design how I want the clothes are on them or the body style, and you see what you got here.
All right.
Do you go with markers or do you use computers?
Airbrush.
Hey, yes.
All my stuff is still hand drawn. I'm too old to be doing computers right now. I'm a lot older than I look. And I don't. I'm thinking about doing computers one day, but not right now. I'd rather do it by hand because I like doing hand stuff better than computers.
You got the authentic original.
Yeah,
That's what.
when you do it with your hand, I respect it more because computers. I don't know. I just can't get the knack yet.
Well, I mean, everybody and their mother is using computers right now, and I'm from the old school. I still do mine by hand. I like the process of drawing. Basically, I like to draw, so I do it by hand.
Well, see, I've noticed that when I do it on a computer and I color it, like if you airbrush it, you have the original that is a colored, and when I do it, mine's just a print.
Right. Well, I tell you something. I asked a friend of mine named Jim Steranko, the artist, about computers. He said it's just like a pencil. It's a tool. It depends on the artist and what they put into it. No, you might not have the original, but I mean, you can print out lithographs of your stuff, so it's not very hard to do as far as art goes, like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I respect it, man. You got skills. I like it.
Thank you very much. And your website?
blackpinupart.com. That's my website. My name is George Foreman.
Thank you very much. First we had a Michael and Jordan, now we got George Foreman. So we got superstars everywhere. Thank you very much, sir. Yep.